Now, a major story that broke this afternoon: 2311 Racing and Front Row Motorsports achieved a major legal victory in the courtroom. Now, both teams had their preliminary injunction granted, allowing them to compete as chartered teams during the 2025 NASCAR Cup Series season. Now, without the charters, both teams risked losing millions of dollars. Under the most recent court ruling, 2311 and Front Row can now sign the new charter agreements and continue pursuing its antitrust lawsuit against NASCAR. The teams were also granted permission to purchase the charters from Stewart-Haas Racing to start up their third full-time teams. Now, according to the Associated Press, this was a huge break for 2311 because they risked losing both drivers of Tyler Reddick and Bubba Wallace. Now, if the federal judge didn't grant two preliminary injunctions, Reddick's opt-out clause in his contract would have gone into effect, making him a free agent. Wallace also needed this ruling so he would know whether or not he needed to explore his options with other teams. Here's the statement from the team's attorney, Jeffrey Kessler, as well, who says, "We welcome today's decision by Judge Bell, granting a preliminary injunction in our favor. The court's ruling allows 2311 and Front Row Motorsports to race existing cars as chartered teams in next year's Cup Series. The decision also requires NASCAR to approve both teams' purchases of a third charter from Stewart-Haas Racing and allow these cars to also race as chartered teams in the 2025 season. We are confident in the strength of our case and will continue to fight so that racing can thrive and become more competitive and fair sport in ways that benefit teams, drivers, sponsors, and most importantly, our fans as well." Matt, how exciting is this legal victory for 2311 and Front Row?
You mentioned the word fair there out of the statement. Front Row Motorsport had, I think, more poles than anyone else this year. 2311 had a car in the Championship 4. Where's the fairness problem? This is not the end of this story. This is going to still rumble and rumble through the spring. I feel like we're going to have we have now arguments between the chartered teams and the non-chartered teams. Who's getting what? Is there any favorability going either way between the FRM 2311 tie-up and the rest of the Cup Garage? So yeah, this is going to rumble and rumble. Great news for them. Denny Hamlin posting gifs earlier this afternoon was very happy with the outcome by the sounds of things. 2311, of course, is his team, part owned. Yeah, great for those organisations. They've got what they wanted out of this to this stage, but I feel like there's plenty more of this, which we'll probably end up covering through the spring and once we get back into racing mode again from Daytona onwards next year.